Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 14th of September, comes to you from London. And the dollar is jumping again, jumped yesterday, just starting to look stronger here. We're seeing that recovery kicking in on the short term chart. The long term chart's still got a lot to do. 95.21 is the level that we need to get to. And that's a good few percent away from where we are now. So we do have an upside target. We've got quite a bit of resistance. Medium to longer term, there is support. So it'll be interesting to see where the dollar goes next. But the reality is, right now, it's strong short term, but still bearish medium and long term. The euro falling away quite heavily against the dollar yesterday. So we're just seeing that that dollar strength being reflected, and the same with the Japanese yen, where we really do have clear support being found here as well. Looking at sterling, the dollar starting to just show its strength here. Sterling has been relatively strong, but just coming back through the clouds, so it looks like the dollar is just starting to gain the upper hand here. Against the euro, sterling looking quite strong as well, and against the Swiss franc holding its strength, and back into medium-term bullish against the Swiss franc, so that's a bit of a turn up for the books. Against the Australian dollar, fairly flat now. It has had a good run the last few days, but just hitting some medium-term resistance here. Still bearish in the medium and long-term Australian dollar, looking like it has the upper hand. S&P 500 still progressing. Another new high yesterday, and we see on the weekly chart how clear that is. So we are just seeing this nudging now this 2500 level for the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq also just nudging new highs. Not quite as bullish as the S&P 500, but still looking pretty good. The Dow looking strong again, also nudging new highs. The Russell 2000 work to do, but still looking pretty strong. And the future looking strong, and the Nasdaq E-mini also looking strong. Just down 0.1%, but again, too early to say what the market will open at today. FTSE 100 had another down day yesterday, just really in the doldrums for the last few months. Not looking great, and the FTSE 250 much the same. We're seeing short-term bearishness creeping in here too. The DAX actually looking quite strong on the short term, but the medium-term charts just trying to get back above the cloud here. And the Nikkei 225 also looking strong on that weaker yen. Hang Seng just holding on, but just turning a little bit bearish in the short term, and the Shanghai market also just holding its gains, but doing nothing really for the last few weeks now. The Sensex continues to look one of the most bullish markets in the world. The Australian stock market just in the doldrums, bullish short term, but in the medium term it's really stuck in a rut. Brent crude just off slightly, but still looking bullish above the cloud. WTI much the same picture. US nat gas just marching forward above the $3 level, so starting to look a lot better. If we look at copper, that's still selling off. Having had a very good run the last few months, it's just selling off a bit at the moment. And heating oil, having made a new 2-year high, is just struggling to hold that. Gold is the story. That's really, that stronger dollar is really affecting gold, and we are just seeing some downward pressure now. And if we look at against silver, we're seeing much the same picture. So precious metals now just showing more short-term weakness. US Treasury yields holding on nearly now 2.2%, 2.19. Did nudge 2.2 yesterday, so we are just seeing that improving. Apple still looking a bit bearish in the short term, so that's just worrying. Google looking stronger. Amazon looking very strong, having really had a good day yesterday and just really bouncing up towards the close. And Facebook just holding its gains as well, and Microsoft also looking strong, making new all-time highs there. So that's also a pretty bullish chart. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.